Since we got a day break in between tournaments, I thought it was the perfect time to bring back the clips of the week, and we got the Clix versus Peterbot rivalry still in full effect. After Peter's trio actually ended up beating Clix's trio off spawn. We also got a lot of other stuff to talk about in today's video as well. Real quick video starts though, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try our best to upload daily competitive content for you guys. If you guys want to support me even more, the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. Remember to follow me on my Twitch or come back to this channel on the day of the Cash Cup finals if you guys want to watch any of these tournament finals with me. Without further ado though, let's get this video started with the Clix versus Peterbot beef. Alright, so I want to start this off by Peterbot talking about the Clix and Ferdoxy team comparison. I think the original context on this was Faxi was trying to defend his point of Clix being a better trio than Ferdoxy's, and this is what Peter had to say about that.
Clix's team is crazy.
Okay.
They just
they are crazy.
Everything, bro.
They're good. They're good. They're a good team. They're a top 5 team on NA. Yeah. Listen,
You're
that's
right,
not the
Chad.
point.
Chad's right. Maybe it's me being biased
Bro,
to NA. I always
no,
say
it is, bro. Bro, Ferdoxy got
Miami.
first and second in EU Grands. You think first and second in EU Grands is better or is worse than second, third, and eighth? Are you dead ass? They just got 8th place in the NA Grands, bro. 8th place. Do you want me to say the names that outplaced them? Everyone thought they were gonna win, and let me just name the teams that outplaced them in this Grands. Outplaced by Booga, Craze, and Threats, Aviv, G-Money, and Rise, Buzz, Shadow, Sphinx, Visuals, Braids, and Diminished. All outplaced Clix's team, and they were expected to win. That is disgusting, bro, to even name out.
Now, I do definitely agree with everything Peter was saying right here. I think Ferdoxy's trio is clearly better than Clix's trio right now, especially after, if we're just going off of their most recent performance, in 8th place compared to a 1st place on the harder region. I don't even feel like that's comparable at all. In defense of Clix though, I don't think anybody after Peter ended up leaving drop spots said that Clix was still favorited to win last season. And another thing that is pretty crazy to me about listening to hearing him say that Clix is now a top 5 team on NA. Like, Clix's trio went from undeniably part of the big 3 on NA, and it seemed like nobody was ever even going to be close to potentially touching that spot or entering into the top 3. And now Peter is saying that they are simply a top 5 team on the region now, just after one performance. And I think it really just does go to show how much of an underperformance it was from Clix's team. I think this could also be like really good motivation for them going into the global championships though, because this season they probably had almost the most expectations ever on them going into grand finals. Throughout the entire season, when Peter and Pollo were contesting each other, everybody was saying like, oh, Clix has to win this FNCS or it's going to be embarrassing. People were even starting to talk about whether or not they could be the favorites for the FNCS Global Championships. And then obviously grand finals happened, and now I see more people discussing on whether or not Clix is even a top 10 team at globals compared to if they can win it. So maybe just having a little bit less of expectations on them going into this LAN event could be helpful for them to maximize their full abilities, and they're definitely going to have a lot less pressure on them now than they did last season. All right, let's talk about where the actual drama starts now. Now, this actually started on the NA West Cash Cup that was played, and Clix was going his normal drop spot at Supernova Academy with his trio of Yamzo and Higgs, and then Peter was playing with Ritual and Booga, and these two teams ended up fighting off spawn back-to-back games. So let me show the first game for you guys. We'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll talk about where the drama actually started.
I think I have it. I have it. I'm 50. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't get it, so.
I don't get it.
I'm kitchen.
Peter.
His action.
Stream diamond.
Coming.
170 on 1.
55 on one.
You're dead.
Nice.
99.
They're all low, by the way. Another team. That's right. I just don't understand how they finished 2.5 hours ago on Central, and they're just starting West.
Okay, so obviously, like, at first, it was really nothing at all. Nobody really thought it was like a super big deal. It was a little bit strange that Peter decided to land at Supernova Academy. As we all know, that is not his drop spot, and that's not really a spot that he has ever gone. But nobody really thought much of it after that. And then in the very next game, this is what happened, and then this is what Clix had to say about it.
I'm just going in and sliding. I'm getting chest. I got chest.
I got double body blocked. He fell out.
To the right.
He's an AR on me.
No.
I have 46 fight.
I'm living.
Get it. Get his gun. Oh,
I don't have anything. Get the shotgun.
You have one build.
His siphon builds.
Nice shot, bro. I swear, he's been getting so much attention these past couple days. I don't know why he needs more. He gotta focus on his faults rather than doing this shit.
What do you mean by that?
Exactly what I meant.
I mean, you know what? Whether you love or hate him, you gotta respect Peter at the end of the day for just being the villain of the comp scene. He always brings us these drama moments between him and Clix before any major tournament starts, I feel like. I think the main response to this from the community was, one, how is Clix losing off spawn at his own drop spot to Ritual and then a fill of Booga? Which I think honestly is a pretty valid point. But at the same time, I don't really know the full context on why Peter was doing this. He was probably just trying to get in Clix's head at the end of the day. I don't know why he was doing this. Like, it's something that you can't really explain, but it just makes sense if you get what I'm saying. I'm not gonna speak on what Clix actually said about Peter in this scenario. But yeah, I think my overall takeaway from it was, it is obviously a little bit weird from Peter, but I think Clix should also be still winning these off spawn fights more often than not, especially versus a team that never lands there. I mean, there was rumors last season that Peter's trio was practicing Supernova Academy drops. Do I think this is actually going to lead to anything with Peter potentially contesting Clix at LAN? I would have to say most likely not, no, just because of some of the drop spot stuff that we're actually going to talk about in a little bit, and how Peter believes that nobody besides one of the 3 trios that are landing at a mythic drop spot has even a chance to win this LAN event. But yeah, it's good to see that the Peter and Clix rivalry is still alive and well. And now let's get on to how Peter is actually feeling going into this global championships with his off spawn situation. And the first thing that he said is he is not currently scared of anybody that is contesting him.
Because one of the teams leave, I don't think it'll be a problem. We'll just win everything. Think that spot's not 50-50. Like, whether one of them leave, like either one, like we're just gonna land the other side and just 3-3 fight them. And I have like Cold on my team and Ritual is primed up right now. And all I gotta do is just play how I normally play and we won't lose a fight. Like saying all this like Frodoxy's like the best off spawn. Yeah, he's really good in 50-50 drops. Don't get me wrong. But like, unfortunately, it's not a 50-50 drop and I don't really think it'll matter.
I think the drop spot that he is currently going is a lot better for him and his trio skill set. I don't know if there is anybody in the entire world that I would take over Peterbot and Cold in a straight up 3v3 fight. And I think Peter and Ritual were just fine at the 50-50 drop last season. The only player that really struggled from it was Cold, but now that he is at a drop spot where he is able to land, completely loot up, and then they're able to just take multiple 3v3s, and he said in this scenario as well, if they are single contested, he thinks that they will be just fine. Something else that I have also been saying just over the past couple of weeks, and really ever since Poyo and Peter were fighting off spawn, people are saying that like, oh, Peter's off spawn rep is completely ruined now, no one's gonna ever respect him again. I think that him contesting Frodoxy off spawn at globals is not only just a good chance for him to build his off spawn rep again, but it's also gonna be a good thing for people to see that he is not a bad off spawn player. Like, just because you are losing to arguably either the first or the second best off spawn fighting team in Poyo, Acorn, and Agers doesn't mean that you're a bad off spawn fighting team yourself. And as everybody says now, in the game that it mattered the most, game 12 of FNCS Grand Finals, they ended up winning off spawn. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I still don't know where I am actually going to be predicting this fight to go. I'm really hoping, if I'm just being real, that Chris, Jason, and Chicho end up leaving the spot, because I think all of us just want to see a straight up 3v3 between Peter's trio and Frodoxy's trio. And even after I said all of that stuff about Peter's team, Frodoxy to me is still the current best off spawn fighting team in the entire world until we get proven otherwise. And at the exact same time, some people might even make the argument that his trio is the best fighting team in general as well. Like, if we're able to just get a straight up 3v3, this could genuinely be a generational off spawn fight between what could potentially be the 2 best fighting trios in the entire world. Next up, I want to show a clip of Peter saying that he doesn't think that anyone not landing at a mythic POI has a chance to win globals.
Just the 2 mythic POIs that are uncon, and then me. And I don't think anyone else can win.
Queasy and shit. But Queasy, I'm surprised.
Yeah, so
Queasy-
me, Queasy, and Poyo.
Now, Frodoxy actually responded with something funny to this. He said, if Peter wins the WoW TripleCon, I'm gonna change my Twitter to a Peterbot update account. And I don't think anybody really believes that Peter is going to be able to win the global championships if he is going to be triple contested by Frodoxy's trio and Tayson's trio at the exact same time. I've seen a lot of people though say that if it is just a single contest there, they would be more willing to predict Peter's trio to finish inside of the top 3, which I still feel like that is just such a difficult thing to predict. I'm curious where you guys currently have Peterbot's trio finishing in the comment section down below, because right now it seems like the majority of people don't even have him inside of the top 10 with him currently being triple contested, which I feel like I am also currently leaning more towards that. Do I also agree though that I don't think anybody besides someone who's landing at a mythic POI is going to be able to win globals? I would say most likely yes. If you ask anybody who their current favorites is, they either have Poyo's trio or Queasy's trio, and where are they landing? Both of them are currently at mythic POIs, fully uncontested. I think the only way that one of those trios don't win is if they end up getting surprise conned, but Queasy is literally probably the best land player of all time, and he has Swizzy and Murstache, who are both top 10 players in the world, and then Poyo's trio, some people say they are the best team in the entire world. So if you are already one of the best teams and you're getting buffed even more by your POI, I think I probably have to agree with him that I don't really see anybody else being able to win this grand finals unless one of those teams gets surprise contested. Now, of course, we've seen crazier things happen in the past. Obviously, it is possible, and maybe we see a trio like Venya, Pixie, and Marius, the absolutely consistency goats, somehow pull off a win. But I think there is really, at the end of the day, only like 3 or 4 teams that are actually in contention for potentially being able to win, and 3 out of those 4 teams are landing at a mythic POI. I don't even know how this team skipped my mind, but Vino, Vico, and Flixie would be the trio that if I had to predict a team that is not landing at a mythic POI to win the global championships, it would be those guys. I think they have the fragging capability to do so, and they have already shown us in general that they have the talent to just be able to win and place top 2 on the hardest regions FNCS Grand Finals. So the more that I thought about it and started thinking about Vino's trio, I don't know if I agree with his statement as much. Alright, now to conclude this video, I wanted to give a shout out to the Brazilian GOATs and show King's solo clutch that he actually had in the Evo Cup, because this was an absolutely nasty solo clutch that I don't feel like enough people are talking about.
Puedes volar luz también.
No murió, se murió el de zona.
Bueno, bien.
Bueno, tengo mucho
Tenés
más,
mucho más también, te faltan muchos más también, te faltan mucho más y flash, te faltan mucho más y flash. Te faltó toda la madera. Top 3 es el solo y vos un trío. Bueno, bien. Uno de 3. Buena. Splash e finish, flash e finish.
Voltou pra essa zona.
Tem
a coin e tem...
Y espacio. Te van a spamear, si no haces una play te van a ganar.
Eso.
Tenés doble coin de movement también, ¿no? Tenés doble espacio, eso. ¿Puedes subir? ¿Doble espacio?
No tem... Morre.
Puedes voltear a mí. Te pegué la finish. Te voy a bajar, Nice, son malísimos.
Now, if you take a look at the actual current FNCS Global Championship map, King's trio is currently triple contested by Seti, Yapko, and Panzer, and Wei's trio as well, with literally some of the most aggressive teams around them of Swizzy, Queasy, and Murstache, Kanata, Rapid, and Bolts, and then whoever ends up winning this off-spawn fight right here as well. And even Vigil's Brazen Minish, if they somehow want to like sneak in and get some cleanup eliminations. If this is going to stay triple contested, these 3 trios are probably cooked. And it honestly does really suck because King, Phaser, and PHN have been on NA LNA for the past like month and a half now, literally just practicing for this one specific tournament alone. And then Seta, Yapko, and Panzer, if you watch them in the most recent EU FNCS Grand Finals, they also look absolutely primed up right now. But I think them doing good in this Global Championships is going to come down to whether or not they are uncontested or not. And right now, it looks like they don't have a very high chance at all of being uncon at Globals. If you're wondering some of the other map changes that we do have though, we do have Resigns, Alex, and Anon now triple contesting Utopia. Alex was, I'm pretty sure, landing right here on Striker's trio before, but then he said himself that he doesn't see any reason why he would contest a POI right here when he's gonna get cleaned up by Vino's trio, and then whoever wins this off spawn fight, and even Ark's trio potentially as well. So I guess instead he would rather triple contest over here. It makes a little bit of sense to me, but at the end of the day, he's leaving a single contested POI to go to a triple contested POI. And I wouldn't be surprised if like Rayto's trio ends up leaving, but I don't think there's any way Victor V, Epic Whale, and Paper leave. And then if you guys didn't miss it, yes, Chad, Mr. Savage, and Rezon are now also going to be fighting Rise, Yuma, and Koyota off spawn as well. The Global Championships is in just a couple of weeks, and this is going to be by far the most hyped tournament of the entire year. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we're going to have so many videos going over this until Globals actually starts. If you guys want to support me even more, the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. YouTube says enjoy Winnie's two videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Remember to follow me on my Twitch or come back here on any of the tournament finals days if you guys want to watch any of these tournaments with me. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.